Okay. So in the last class, we have seen two things. One, depending on the angle, angle may be between 0 and 90 degrees, or angle may be between 90 and 180 degrees, 180 and 270, or between 270 and 360. Now, depending on these angles, the value of sine, cos, and tan will be either positive or negative, right? Now, if
Yes.
the point lies in the first quadrant, the angle will lie in between 0 and 90 degrees. That is summarized in this table. Now, when the angle lies between 0 and 90, or if the point is in first quadrant, then all sine, cos, and tan are positive. We have seen, right? Now, when the point lies in the second quadrant, or when the angle lies between 90 and 180 degrees, only sine is positive, cos and tan are negative. And when the angle lies between 180 and 270, or the point lies in third quadrant, so only tan is positive, sine and cos are negative. In the similar fashion, when the point lies in the fourth quadrant, or when the angle is between 270 degrees and 360 degrees, so cos is positive, and that can be remembered with the mnemonic all silver teacups. I told you, right? So let me just write down that here. So the mnemonic is all silver teacups.
So what if the point lies on x-axis or y-axis?
I'll tell you. Now, if the point lies on x-axis here, suppose your point lies on x-axis. Now tell me what is sine. What is sine 0? This is 0 degrees, right? What is sine 0?
Yes. Mm, Zero, sir.
Sine 0 is 0.
0 degree.
Now you know that
Zero, sir.
sine is
Yes, sir.
positive in this. Yeah, sine is positive in the first quadrant, and sine is negative in the fourth quadrant. Now between those two quadrants, what is sine? 0. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What about tan? Similarly, tan also is positive in the first quadrant and it is negative in the fourth quadrant, right? So between that, it is 0. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now
sir.
you may get a doubt about cos, but there is no problem with cos because cos is what? Cos is positive in first
Positive.
quadrant as well as in fourth quadrant.
Positive.
So cos 0 is anyway plus 1. So it doesn't matter if it lies on the x-axis also. It still lies between two quadrants in which its value is positive. So here also its value will be positive. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Actually, it was a very good question. Uh, that means you are thinking little bit about what is going on. Uh, so very good that you asked that question. And one more thing, let me just discuss about a point on y-axis. Let me discuss about a point on y-axis. So here, suppose the point is lying on this axis. So tell me what is the angle? Theta is equal to. Tell me.
90
90 degrees. Very good. Very good. Theta is 90. So what is sine 90?
1.
One.
It is
One.
plus 1. So it doesn't matter, for sine, because anyway it is positive in first and second quadrant both. So between that also it is positive, and obviously it can be positive because it is lying between two quadrants where its value is positive. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Whereas
sir.
if you see cos 90 is 0, right? So having a value of 0 at a point on y-axis is not a problem for cos, because cos is positive on the first quadrant and it is negative in the second quadrant. So in between it may be 0. You are getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So everything will make sense. Nothing will be unaddressed in a mathematical situation. Okay, so mathematics is always, no matter how you think, no matter what you think, you'll always get a satisfactory answer. But you have to think. in such way. So when you get these kinds of doubts, what will happen is your memories will get reinforced, okay, and your concepts will get deeper. You are getting my point? Okay, so just look at this table, and you associate all silver teacups with the plus and minus signs. So what does that all mean? What does all mean?
All theta,
Everything is
sin,
positive.
cos, and tan.
All
Everything is
all
positive.
are
All are positive. That means in first quadrant. This refers to which quadrant? First quadrant. This refers to first quadrant. And what does silver mean? Only sign is positive. Only. So let me just mention that here all are positive. In the first quadrant, all are positive. Can you see that? In the second quadrant, only sign is positive. So this is silver stands for sign.
second.
And in the third quadrant, only tan is positive. So this is what for third quadrant. And in the fourth quadrant, only cos is positive. Only cos is positive. So this is your fourth quadrant. Clear? Now the reason why these are positive was because sine was y by r, and cos was x by r, and tan was y by x. Clear? So positive by positive is positive. Positive by negative is negative. Negative by positive is negative.
Negative.
And negative by negative is positive. You have to know that, right? Okay. Next thing, what did we see? Whenever we have angles like 90 minus theta, 90 plus theta, 270 minus theta, and 270 plus theta, what is happening to our original triangle? It is going from the sleeping position to standing position. Can you see that? So when is the triangle going from sleeping position to standing position? Whenever we have angles like 90 minus theta, 90 plus theta, 270 minus theta, and 270 plus theta. Do you agree? So in all these cases, vertical value will become horizontal value will become vertical value. See, this is horizontal value here, and that will be equal to the vertical value here. And the
Sir,
vertical,
how 90 minus theta is standing?
why? Because this is theta, right? Our original theta is this, right? It is the same triangle. If this is theta, what is this angle? 90 minus theta. If you remove this theta from 90, you will get this angle. You are getting my point? Suppose this is theta, and this is theta, obviously, because it is the same right angle triangle. So what is this angle? It is whole angle 90. From that, if you remove theta, you will get this angle. You are getting my point?
No, sir. Can you repeat? Sorry.
This is theta. So this is your right angle triangle. This side is 7, this side is 2. This side is under root of 7 square plus 2 square, according to Pythagoras theorem. Here, this side is 7 and this side is 2. That means these two triangles are same.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
if this is theta, this is also theta. Correct? But in
Yes.
Cartesian coordinates, from which side you measure angle? From positive x-axis in anti-clockwise direction, right?
Yes.
So this is the angle that you have to look for while taking trigonometric ratios. So what this angle? What is the value of this angle? It is
90 minus theta.
90
Yes.
minus theta. You are getting my point? And similarly,
Yes,
this
sir.
is 90 plus theta. You can see this is 90 and this is theta. 90 plus theta from positive x-axis in anti-clockwise direction. And what about this angle? This is 180 minus theta. Why? Because this is theta, and from 180, if you subtract this, you will get this angle. Clear?
Yes, sir.
And this is 180 plus theta. This is 270 minus theta. This is 270 plus theta. And this is 360 minus theta. Clear?
Yes.
So whenever you have angles like 90 minus theta, 90 plus theta, 270 minus theta, okay, 270 minus theta and 270 plus theta, our triangle is going from sleeping position to standing position, that means x will become y and y will become x. You are getting my point? Therefore, sine will become cos and cos will become sine. You are getting my point?
Yes.
Okay,
Sir.
very good. Now, based on this knowledge, these two knowledges, what knowledges? The knowledge of positive and negative, and this knowledge of 180 minus theta, 180 plus theta, 360 minus theta, 360 plus theta will retain the ratios, and 90 plus theta, 90 minus theta, 270 plus theta, 270 minus theta will flip the ratios from x to y and y to x. If x will become y, sine will become cos, right? And cos will become sine. Tan will become cot and cot will become tan. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So based on this, we will find the values of other angles. So if I do some examples, you will understand what I am trying to say. For example, we know the values of what? We know the values of what? We know the values of we know the values of 0 degrees or trigonometric ratios of angles of 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees,
45
60
degrees,
degrees, and 90 degrees.
60 and 90.
Clear? Now, based on these values, I will find the trigonometric ratios of other angles. Let me give you some examples. You will get a clear picture what I am trying to say. Suppose he asks you what is sine of 120 degrees. The problem is you do not know what sine 120 is, but you have some other knowledge with which you can find sine 120. So let me explain what I am trying to say. So sine 120 can be written in two ways. This sine 120 can be written in two ways. See, either you can write sine 120 as what? You can write sine 120 as
90 plus 30.
90 plus
30,
sine of 90 plus 30, or you can write it as
180
sine of
60
sine
plus
of
60.
180 minus
60 plus 60.
no
30.
180 minus 60. So you have to always write in terms of 90, 180, 270 and 360. You are getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. You can write like this. Now tell me, in which quadrant does this lie? This sign lie. In which quadrant
Second quadrant.
this lies? In second quadrant. Can you see that? So basically this will lie in what? Quadrant 2. That means what?
Second.
Therefore, it must be. Tell me.
Positive.
Why?
Positive.
Why?
Negative.
No, it must be
Negative.
positive. Why? Because
Positive.
sine is positive in second quadrant. Sine is positive in second quadrant. We have seen, right? All silver tea cups. So silver is sine. So in second quadrant,
sir.
sine is positive. So your answer must be positive. Are you getting my point? Now,
Yes, sir.
let us decide. Whenever you have 90 plus 30, sine will become cos, cos will become sine for 90, right? So what can I write? Cos
Yes, sir.
30. I'll write cos 30. Should I write plus or minus? I'll write plus. Why? Because it must be positive. Clear?
Yes,
So
sir.
you look at what is given in the question here. So our question is sine, right? So for positive and negative, you look at what is given in the question. Sign is given. Don't look at what you are getting in the process. You are getting the point here. You got cos, but you don't look at cos. You look at the value of sign, whether it will be positive or negative. You are getting my point? What about this?
Yes, sir.
180 minus 60. For 180 and 360, sign will be sign only. So I'll write it as sign 60. Clear? You are getting my point? Shall I write plus or minus? I'll write plus. Why will I write plus? Because sign is
Sign is positive.
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 sign is positive in second quadrant. Are you getting my point? So what is my final answer? What is cos 30? Tell me.
Cos 30.
Root 3 by 2.
It is
Root 3
root
by
3
2.
by 2.
3
So plus root 3 by 2 is your answer. And from here also you'll get plus 3 by 2 only. You are getting my
Root 3
point?
by 2. Yes, sir.
So either way, you'll get the same answer. Either way, you'll get the same
Same
answer.
answer.
So you are
Sir,
using.
sir, I
Tell
have a
me.
doubt. Sir,
Yeah.
in the this sine 90 plus 30,
Hmm.
you wrote cos 30 degree. But why
Yes.
is it positive when that cos is negative in second quadrant?
No, 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 no. See, this is not your question. We are not finding the value of cos third. Cos. You are finding the value of sine. You are finding the value of sine 120. You are not finding the value of cos 120. You are getting my point.
Yes,
you
sir.
are you are finding the value of sine 120. You are not finding the value of cos 120. You got cos 30 in the process, but you are not finding the value of cos 120. So this 120, this angle, you are looking for the positive, the uh, value of sine, whether it is positive or negative. You are not looking for cos. You got cos 30 in the process of derivation or getting your answer, but you are not finding cos 120, right? If you were finding cos 120, then it would be negative. You are understanding my point?
And sir, what if sine would have been negative here?
uh, if you Okay, so what is your doubt?
Sir, if sine would have been negative here, then what about cos?
No, I'll
Would it
explain
be?
I'll explain. So let me give you one more example. You'll understand. See, let me write down sine of say 330 degrees. Sine of 330 degrees. Now this sine of 330 degrees can be written in two ways. You'll understand now. Wait.
This
No, sine of
270.
so this sine of 330 you can write in two ways. Tell me.
360 minus 30.
360 minus 30.
Very good. And
270 plus 50.
70 plus
270 plus
okay, fine.
50.
So this can be either sine of 270 plus 60 or sine of 360 minus
360 minus 30.
360 degrees minus 30 degrees. You are getting my point? Now, whenever you have 270 or 90, what will happen? Sine will become cos and cos will become sine. Do you agree?
yes, sir.
Yes.
So just let me take it in next page. Okay. Okay. Now tell me, what should I write here? This will be cos
Minus
of. This
sine.
will be wait. So before going into that, let me just ask you whether this is in fourth quadrant, right?
Yes, sir.
Fourth quadrant, it must be
Negative.
Negative.
what must be negative?
Sine.
Sine must be negative. Here also I'll write down. So sine must be negative. Sine must be negative. Okay, tell me. Sine must be negative. So what will you write here? When you are writing cos here, I'm writing cos here. So what am I writing? Cos 60, right? Now is sine positive or negative? Sine is negative. Are you getting my point?
Negative.
Now are you looking at cos or are you looking at sine?
Sine.
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 You are looking at sine. You are not looking at cos because see you are not finding the value of cos 330. You are finding the value of sine 330. So in fourth quadrant, what trigonometric ratio you are talking about? You are talking about sine. So even if you get
Sine.
cos in between, don't think about cos. You just think about sine. You are getting my point? And here, whenever you have angle 360 or 180, sine will be sine and cos will be cos. Do you agree? And will I write
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
minus? I'll write minus here. Why? Because it is in fourth quadrant. Okay. Now tell me, what is the answer?
Minus 1 by 2.
Minus 1 by 2 is your answer. Either way, you'll get minus 1 by 2. You are getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So this is how you find. Now I'll ask you one more question. You tell me. So let us take it a little bit down. So I'll ask you one more question. I'll ask a similar question. You'll get my point. Okay. So now, instead of sine, if it was cos, instead of sine it was cos 120. Now tell me, cos in second quadrant is what, positive or negative? Cos must be
Negative.
Positive.
Negative.
no, in second quadrant
Negative, sir.
Positive.
Negative.
negative. Why? Because only all silver teacups. Only sine is positive in second quadrant, cos is negative. Clear? So here we don't have sine, we have cos. We have cos. Now whenever you have 90 plus 30 or something like that, sine will become cos and cos will become
Sine.
cos will become sine.
Sine.
Clear? You are getting my point?
The minus 1 by 2.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what will you get here? Sine. Should I put plus sign in front or minus sign?
Mine.
Minus sign. Okay, very good. This is minus sign. Now here, when it is 180, cos will remain cos, and I have to put minus sign because it is in second quadrant. Now tell me, what is the answer?
Minus 1 by 2.
Minus 1 by 2.
Minus 1 by 2.
Minus 1 by 2.
Minus 1 by 2. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll ask you one more question. You tell me. Copy. So let us take in one angle in third quadrant. So let us take 210 degrees. Clear? 210 degrees.
Yes,
Now
sir.
tell me. Now tell me. It is in which quadrant?
So third.
Quadrant. So cos must be positive or
quadrant.
negative?
Negative.
Negative. Okay, fine. Now how can you write this
Negative, sir.
270 as?
Sir, it is 270 or 210?
Sorry, 210. How can you write this 210 as?
180 plus
180 plus 30.
Or
270 minus
Minus root 3 by 2.
270 minus 60.
okay, fine. Now tell me, whenever you have 180, cos will remain cos, sine will remain sine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So here I
Yes,
can write
sir.
as cos of 30. And should I put minus sign in front or my plus sign in front? I'll put minus sign in front because it is negative, right? Now tell me,
Yes, sir.
here, whenever you have 270, cos will become sine, right? So I'll write sine of 60 and I'll put a
60.
minus sign in front because obviously it is negative. Clear? So what is your answer?
minus and the root 3 by 2.
Minus 1 by 2.
No, it is minus root 3 by 2 only. Any way you do, you will get the same answer. You're getting my point? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
let me do one last question. Copy. Now these questions can be given in terms of radians also. You are getting my point? You have to follow the same procedure. Now instead of cos, let me ask you the value of tan. Now in Q3, tan must be positive or negative?
Positive, sir.
Why?
Positive,
Because
sir.
all silver teacups, right?
Positive, sir.
Positive, because tan is positive in third quadrant. Now I can write it as tan of 180 plus 30 or tan of 270 minus 60. So what is tan of 180 plus 30? It is still tan 30,
10.
right?
Tan
It's
30.
still tan 30. What about 270? Tan will become cot, right? Whenever you have 270 and 90, correct? So it will be cot of 60. Now tell me, what is the answer according to this?
Minus 1 by root
1 by root.
Minus
One
6
by
by root
root
3.
Minus 1 by root 3. Clear?
तो tan तो पॉजिटिव रहेगा ना
Tan is
How come?
positive, right?
Tan is positive. Yes, tan is positive. Tan is positive. So answer is plus 1 by root 3. Clear? You are getting my point?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now
sir.
this is applicable for secant and cosecant also. Okay. For example, you have secant here. You have secant. Now secant follows same rules as cos because it is the reciprocal of cos. So tell me, secant must be positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative.
Negative, sir.
Secant must be negative because cos is also negative, right?
Yes, sir.
So tell me, this can be written as secant and secant. Secant and secant. Now tell me, what is secant 180 plus 30? Secant will remain secant
Secant.
only. But is secant
Secant
positive or negative?
minus.
It is negative, right? So I am writing minus of secant. And here I'll write minus of cosecant.
Cosec.
Okay. So tell me, what is secant 30?
-2.
2 root 3
by root 3.
Secant of 30.
Minus root 2 by
-2
2 by
by
root 3. 2
minus
by
2
root
by
3.
2 by root 3.
Minus 2 by root 3. Minus 2 by root 3. It is 2 by root 3. So minus sign we already have. So it becomes minus of 2 by
2 by
root
root
3.
root 3.
Because it is reciprocal of root 3 by 2, right? You are getting
Yes,
my
sir.
point? Okay. So same thing for cosecant also. You can do for cosecant also. Okay. So same thing for cosecant.
Sir, why does sec remains a sec, sir?
Because 180 plus 360 plus 180 minus and 360 minus, everything remains same. For 90 plus 90 minus 270 plus and 270 minus, sine will become cos, cos will become sine, tan will become cot, cot will become tan, secant will become cosecant, and cosecant will become secant. You are getting my point? That explanation we
Yes,
gave,
sir.
that
Yes, sir.
explanation we gave according to these triangles. You are getting my point? So
Yes,
see,
sir.
look at
Yes, sir.
theta, 180 minus theta, 180 plus theta, huh? And 360 minus theta. X is remaining x and y is remaining y. I'm talking about magnitudes. Plus minus will change obviously, but the lengths of sides are remaining same. That means horizontal are horizontal, vertical are vertical. Horizontal is big, vertical is small, as in original triangle, in original theta. Correct? Whereas for 90 minus theta, 90 plus theta, 270 minus theta, and 270 plus theta, what is happening? Horizontal side of the original triangle is becoming vertical side. Vertical side is become horizontal side. See,
Horizontal side.
that means x is becoming y and y is becoming x.
X.
Yes, sir.
Sine is
Yes, sir.
becoming cos and cos is becoming sine. So whenever you have 180 or 360,
It will be
what do you
it will remain the same.
will remain the same. You're getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So let me just
Sir,
yeah.
sir, if we plot R in third quadrant,
Hmm.
so how would it be positive?
Which one?
Sir, R. You said
See,
that R is always positive.
see, I told you here. R is always positive. Always positive. Here, R is
Hmm.
always positive. Why? Because x can be positive or negative, y can be positive or negative. How do you take the value of r? You take the value of r using this formula. So it is under root of x square plus y
X
square.
square plus y
So
square.
irrespective of positivity or negativity of x and y, this is always positive. Actually, root is plus or minus something actually, but we take it as positive. You are getting my point? Root of 4 is plus or minus 2, but because r is the magnitude of the point, how far it is from origin, that is the definition of r, right? You are getting my point? So
Yes,
according to
sir.
the definition, we always take r as positive irrespective of any quadrant, no matter in which
Sir, but if like R is in third quadrant where everything is negative, So how will it be positive? Its coordinate should also be
Okay,
negative.
okay. So suppose x is minus 3 square, and y is minus 4 square. What will you get?
Plus 12.
9 plus 16.
9 plus 8.
9 plus
9 plus 16.
16.
16, sir.
It is plus 25.
20, sir.
Root of 25 is 5. So it doesn't matter if x is minus 3, y is minus 4, still r is equal to plus 5. Why? Because under root of minus 3 whole square plus minus 4 whole square is what? 9 plus 16, which is equal to root of 25, which is equal to 5. You are getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clear.
So r is always positive. So that you have to remember. I have written here. Okay. So anyway, we will do one last trigonometric ratio for one last value. So let me do it for cosecant 150 degrees. Cosecant 150 degrees. Now tell me, 150 degrees lies in which quadrant? It lies in second quadrant. In second quadrant, cosecant, is it negative or positive?
Positive.
Negative.
It should be positive.
Negative.
Why? Because cosecant is the reciprocal of what? Sine, right?
Sine.
Fine, sir.
Cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. That means what?
Yes, sir.
If sine is positive, all silver teacups, even cosecant is positive. You are getting my point.
Yes, sir.
So according
Yes,
to
sir.
that, this must be positive. Now let me just replace all the values here.
Set 2. 2 is
Oh.
the answer.
Okay, let us see. What is cosecant 150? It can either be written as cosecant
180 plus 30 degrees.
90 plus. 90 plus? Tell me.
60.
60
60.
degrees.
90 plus.
Or it is 180.
180 minus 30.
Okay, tell me. Whenever you have 90, cosecant will become secant.
Secant.
So let me write secant. Secant of 60 degrees, right? So shall I write plus or minus in front?
Plus.
Plus.
Okay, here. Whenever we have 180, cosecant will remain cosecant. Plus. Now tell me.
2, sir.
Answer is plus 2. Answer is
Plus 2.
plus 2. Are you getting my point? So now you can take the trigonometric ratios of what? Angles that are greater than 90 also. Are you getting my point? Okay. That means you can take the trigonometric ratios of angles
Sir,
like
how
one.
is in the right side the cosec positive?
What? Which one? Which one?
Sir, there, sir, the cosec is 180 minus 30,
Hmm.
and below that cosec 30, how is it positive?
Because cosecant is positive in second quadrant. If sine is positive, cosecant is also positive, right? See, in second quadrant, all silver tea cups. So in first, all are positive. In second, sine is positive. In second, sine is positive, right? First, second, third,
Yes, sir.
fourth. All silver, sine, tea, tan, cups, cos. So in second, sine is positive. If sine is positive, cosecant is also positive. So either way, it should be positive, cosecant. You are getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You are getting my point now? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now let me just introduce you to two important new formulae, and just write it down. If you have two angles added, for example, sine of a plus b. Okay, before that, let me ask you one thing. What is a plus b whole square?
A square
A
plus
square
2ab.
Yes.
plus
A
B
Plus
square
A
plus
square
plus
plus
2ab.
2ab.
B plus b square.
What is a minus b whole square?
A
A
square
square
plus
A square
A
minus
square
A
minus
plus
square
2.
minus 2.
Okay, I've taken capital, right?
Yes, sir.
So let me take small letters. So there is one more formula related to this. There is one more formula related to this. Does anyone remember that? One more formula related to these formulas.
A square plus B square.
No. A plus B into
A
A minus B is equals to A square minus B square, sir. Equals to A plus B whole. A minus B whole.
no. It is equal to A square minus B square. Now, do you know where you got this from? This is actually quite simple. Okay, you
Yes.
just multiply bracket A plus B into A plus B. So every term will multiply with every other term and you'll result into this expansion. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So,
Okay. Now everybody at least knows that A plus B whole square is not equal to A square plus B square. And everybody knows that A minus B whole square is not equal to A square minus B square. Do you agree?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
So at least these things you know. Okay. So let me just continue from here. There are some formulae that you need to remember. Okay. And I will explain where we got that formulas from later, because if I explain now it will be too much. Okay. So slowly I'll explain that. But before that you have to remember, um, I'll give you. Acha, anybody knows what is A plus B whole cube?
A cube plus B
A
cube
cube plus
plus
B cube
3AB
plus
into A
2A
plus
square
B.
plus 3AB square.
Okay, let me just write down. So A plus B whole cube is, I'll write in certain order. Okay, I'll write in certain order. A
Okay, sir.
cube plus 3 A square B plus 3 AB square plus B cube. Okay,
Yes,
and
sir.
what is A minus B whole cube? It is A cube minus
Minus B cube.
3A square B
Minus
Minus
3A
3AB
square
square
B plus
minus B square.
3AB square.
minus B cube.
No,
Okay,
no, sir.
okay. Anyway, fine. Does anyone know what is A plus B whole power 4? So obviously nobody remembers this. Nobody likes to remember this. But
A raised
if
to
I
4.
write down
Plus 4
Plus
AB power 4.
A.
don't worry if you don't know this. Even I do not know, but I have written down that somehow. Okay? So
Okay, sir.
I'll give you one more thing whose formula even I don't know, but I will somehow write down. So A plus B whole power 5 is A power 5 plus 5
5 is
A power 4B plus mm, 10 A cube B square plus 10 A square B cube plus 5 A B power 4 plus B power 5. So basically I am somehow writing down the formulas for these equations. Okay, but I too don't remember any formula beyond A plus B whole square and A minus B whole square. You are getting my point?
Yes, sir.
But there is a way of writing these formulas. There is a way of writing these formulas, the proofs of which I will not give you now, because it will be uh, like a burden for you to understand. So I will reveal the proofs later, someday after a few months. Huh? But you have to remember how to write this. Just remember, just trust me that I will prove it someday. I will never give any student a formula whose proof I will not eventually give to them. I will give the proof, but not now. This is not the right time. But it is good that you remember how to do this. Actually, you might have learned this in school already. You might have forgotten. So basically what they have is they have a triangle called Pascal's triangle. So Pascal's triangle always starts from 1. Okay. And then in the next line, what they do is they write 1 and 1 again by separating that 1 and 1 by some distance. So they write 1 and 1 here like this. Okay. Then next what they do is they write 1 and 1 again at the ends. Okay. And what they do is they add these two numbers and write 2. You are getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So they write 2 here. So you'll understand in the next line. See, again they start from 1 and 1. Okay. Again they start from 1 and 1. So 1 and 1 they write on the end. And these two numbers they add, what you'll get? If you add these two numbers,
3.
3. So they'll write 3 here. And these two numbers they'll add
4.
these two
3.
numbers.
3, sir.
So they have written 3 here. Okay. Again they will start with 1 and end with 1. They'll add these two numbers. What will you get?
4.
And when they add these two numbers, what they'll get?
4.
6.
No.
6, sir.
6, 6, 6.
6, sir.
Again?
4.
4.
Okay, fine. Now one more. 1 and 1. And if you add these two numbers, what will you get?
5.
5.
5.
When they add these two numbers, what?
10.
10.
Again 10. And again
10. 5.
So basically you can keep on doing this forever. You can keep on doing this forever. You are getting my point. So in the next line you will get 1, 6 and so on and so forth. You are getting my point? 1, 6, 15, 20. Okay, one more. Let me write down. So 1, 6, 15, 20, 15, 6, 1. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is called Pascal's triangle because it is looking like a triangle. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
So can you see one thing here? If I write a plus b whole power 0, I'll get 1. What is anything power 0?
Equals 1.
0.
No.
Equals 1, sir.
Any number except 0, any finite number to the power 0 is always 1.
1.
Why? Okay. Here I have written, see. X power 0 is always equal to 1 where x is any non-zero real number. Non-zero
Real number.
real number. Why x power 0 is 1? Tell me.
So we can write x power 0 as x to the power 1 minus 1. And then
Very good.
X to the power 1. And we can write x to the power minus 1 in the denominator. That will be x to the power 1. So when we cancel out, we get 1.
Okay, very good. So basically what she is saying is everybody knows that x power m minus n is equal to x power m by x power n. Do you agree? This is the definition.
Yes, sir.
for exponents, right?
Yes, sir.
If what she is saying is, if m is equal to n, what will you get? On the left hand side, you'll get x power 0, and on the right hand side, you'll get x power m by
X power
x
1.
power m. So when you
Yes, sir.
divide two same numbers, what will you get?
1.
1. So therefore, anything to the power of 0 is 1. That means, but you have to be careful that that number is not 0. This x should not be 0, because 0 power 0 is undefined. Clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what is a plus b power 0? It will be 1. Correct? What will be a plus b whole power 1? It will be equal to a plus b. You are getting my
Sir,
point?
how a plus b power 0 is 1?
Anything to the power of 0 is 1.
Sir, but it is only for b, right? So, if the
Only
value
for?
of b, right? Or it is whole power 0?
Okay. A plus b whole power 0
Yes.
is equal to some c power 0. Because a plus b is some number, right? Which is equal to 1. Clear?
Sir,
Huh.
sir, what is sine 270?
Sine 270 is minus 1. Let us check that.
Sir,
Let us
how?
check that. Let us check that. Very good. Let us check. So your question is what? What is sine of
Sine 270.
270 degrees? Now this sine of 270 can be written in two ways. So the two ways are
180
this.
plus 90. 360 minus 90.
Yeah. You can write sine 270 as either
180 plus 90.
sine of 180 degrees plus 90 degrees, or sine of
360 minus 60.
360 minus 30.
30, sorry.
90.
90, sorry.
Clear?
Yes.
Now tell me, 270 degrees lies in which quadrant? It lies in no quadrant, but it lies between third quadrant and fourth quadrant. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Now we know that sine is what? Sine is negative in third quadrant as well as in fourth quadrant. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So I'm writing that
Yes, sir.
here. I'm writing that here. 270 degrees lies between Q3 and Q4. Do you agree?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
sir.
So it is negative here and negative here. Okay. So sine is negative in third quadrant and fourth quadrant. Therefore, it's also negative between Q3 and Q4. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
That means what? Sine should be positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative.
Negative, sir.
Negative.
Okay. Now, whenever you have 180 degrees, what do? You just write it. You just write as it is.
Sine 90.
You write it as sine 90. You write it as sine 90 degrees. Correct. And you write plus sign here. And even for 360, sine will remain sine and cos will remain cos. Remember?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So I'll write it as plus sine 90. And here also I'll write it as plus sine
Minus
90.
sine 90.
Okay. Sorry, minus.
Sir,
Minus sine 90, minus sine 90. There is one more way of, okay, so what will I get the answer as?
minus
1
Minus
and
1.
Minus 1.
there is one more way of doing. Let me explain. I can write 270 as sine 270 as, okay, let me just rewrite down that. So I can write sine 270 as sine of 270 plus 0 also, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Now whenever
So
you
we
have
can write 270 minus 270.
no 270 minus 270 is 0.
Yes, sir.
We can write 270 plus 0 or 270 minus 0.
Okay, sir.
So what is 270 plus 0?
270.
270.
No. Whenever you have 270, whenever you have 270 and 90, what will happen? Sign will become
Cos.
sign.
Zero.
Cos. Cos.
Cos will become sign. So it will be minus of cos 0. Why did I write
Minus cos
minus?
0.
Why? Because 270 plus 0 lies in
Between
fourth
third and
quadrant.
fourth quadrant.
No. 270 plus 0 lies in fourth quadrant, right?
Ah.
Fourth quadrant.
So its value is how much? Minus 1. Okay. I can do it in one more way. Sine of 270 degrees is equal to sine of 270 minus 0 degrees I can write. So 270 minus 0 lies in which quadrant?
Third quadrant.
Third quadrant.
Third quadrant, sir.
So it is minus. So because you have 270, sine will become cos and cos will become sine. And tan will
Yes,
become
sir.
cot and cot will become tan. So it is cos of
Yes.
minus 0, which is equal to how much?
Minus 1.
Minus 1.
Very good. Very good. So I'll ask you one more question based on this, whose value is also very important in physics. That is cos of 180. So what is cos of
180.
180 degrees? Okay. So we need to find cos of 180 degrees. So I can do it in many ways. Cos of 180 I can find in, I can go through many ways and do. So cos of 180 can be written as, tell me.
So cos of 180
Cos
plus
180 plus
100
0.
minus 80, sir.
So 180 plus
100
0,
minus
180 plus 0.
0.
or you
180
can take
minus
it as cos of 90 plus
90
90.
minus 0.
90 plus
Yeah,
90.
90
90.
plus 90, sir.
90 plus 90. 180 minus 0 also you can do. Okay. Anyway, cos of 180 minus 0 is what? Okay, first tell me 180 degrees lies in which quadrant? Between
Second and
Second and
third.
third.
Second and third.
where is it? Okay. So just make me some space here. So 180 degrees lies between
Second and third.
Q2 and
Q3.
Q3. But we know that even in Q2 cos is negative and even in Q3 cos is negative. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So the conclusion is cos is
Negative.
negative. Either way cos is negative. So according to that, whenever you have 180 degrees, what is the thing? Everything is
Minus
okay. Anyway, it will remain as cos. So minus sign will write.
minus
That is
sign
cos of
0.
0 degree. And whenever you have, I'll write in different color. So it is minus cos of 0 degrees. Whenever you have 90, sine will become cos and cos will become sine. So it will be minus of
Sine
sine
90.
90.
90 degrees.
Is
So tell me
minus
what is
1.
the answer?
Minus 1.
Minus
Minus
1.
1. Minus 1. So either way your answer is minus 1. So what is cos of 180? Minus 1.
1.
Okay. So I'm just writing that down.
Sir,
Cos
what
of,
about cos 270?
you tell me. Cos of 270, tell me.
Sir, it lies between third and fourth quadrant. So,
Okay.
whether is it positive or negative?
Obviously, when it lies between positive and negative quadrant, it will be 0. You're getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Cos of 270 degrees. Now 270 degrees lies between what?
Third and fourth
Third
quadrant.
quadrant.
So 270 is between Q3 and Q4.
4.
Okay. So in Q3 sign is negative and in Q4 sign is positive.
Positive.
Therefore, obviously it must be 0. It must be 0. So without checking also you can tell, but if you want you can check what sine cos 270 exactly is. So tell me, how can I write 270 as? I can write 270 as
270 plus 0.
I can write it as I can write it in many ways. I can write it as
Sir,
cos of
180 plus 90.
270 plus 0.
or cos of
270. 360 minus 90.
Plus
yeah, 360
180
minus
plus
90 also you can take. 360 minus 90 also you can take if you want. So anyway, whenever you have 270, cos will become sine and sine will become cos. So I am writing sine 0. Okay, and here it will be cos 90. So either way you need not worry about plus and minus sign here. Why? Because either way it is 0.
0.
0, 0. You are getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So,
Sir,
uh,
sir, can we write sine 360 as sine 180 plus 180?
yeah, you can write.
Okay, sir.
So basically, you need not worry about 360-degree angle because 360 is same as 0. You are getting my point? So 360 degrees is same as 0 degrees. You know why? You look at the diagram. So if you look at the Cartesian coordinates here, see, this is your 0 degrees, right? This is your 90 degrees. This is your 180 degrees. This is your 270 degrees. And this is your 360 degrees.
360 degrees.
Basically, you have come back to the original angle. So 360 degrees is actually same as 0 degrees. You are getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So basically, what you get is, sine of 360. So if you need to find trigonometric ratios of all these angles, sine of 360 degrees is equal to sine of 0 degrees is equal to 0. Okay? Cos of 360
Sir,
degrees.
so can we say that the total angle of a circle is 0 degree?
Total angle of?
A circle.
Hmm.
Can we say that it's 0 degree?
There is no such thing like total angle of circle. What do you mean by total angle of circle?
Sir, I mean, we say that the circle is comprised of 360 degree.
Yes.
So can we say that it's comprised of 0 degree?
No. Only in Cartesian plane, when we are measuring angle, in Cartesian plane, how do you measure angle? You start from positive x-axis, you go in anti-clockwise direction.
Anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise
Yes,
So
sir.
when you
direction.
are measuring
Anti-clockwise.
angle of a point in Cartesian coordinate, then the angle 360 will be equivalent to angle 0 degrees. I didn't say equal, I said equivalent. That means your trigonometric ratios will be the same. You are getting my point? That
Yes,
means
sir.
the values of x comma y comma r will be same for the angle of 0 degrees as well as for the angle of 360 degrees. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So basically, see, when I say 360 degrees is same as 0 degrees, what I am saying? Same in regard to what? In terms of
Trigonometry.
x comma y comma r. Okay.
R.
That's all. They are not same, but they are same in terms of x comma y comma r. If they are same in terms of x comma y comma r, then they are also same in terms of sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, cosecant theta, secant theta, and cot theta. You are getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Clear? And similarly, if you get, add 90 degrees more. Okay, you add 90 degrees more to 360. What will you get? 450 degrees, right? You just think about table of 9, multiplication table. 9 ones 9, 9 twos 18, 9 3s 27, 9 4s 36, 9 5s 45. You are getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So 450 degrees is same as 90 degrees. Do you
90
agree?
degrees. Yes, sir.
Why? Because again it will come back to that point. And after 450 degrees, what will you get? 540 degrees, right?
Yes, sir.
So I
Yes,
can
sir.
say 540 degrees,
It's same as 180
Same
degrees.
as 180.
same as
180.
180 degrees. But don't worry, you will not come across these angles. You generally in physics come across angles up to 180 degrees only. Okay? Or sometimes you get up to angles 360 degrees. You won't get angles beyond that. But I'm just saying mathematically this is true. You are getting my point? Clear?
Yes, sir.
So you just keep in mind, but it will not be very commonly used. But you have to know. Okay. See, there are two things. One thing is knowing something, and one thing is how much it is useful. So generally, what students do is uh, they ignore the things that are not used very much, but that will not give you the clear picture. Even if some things are not useful as much as the others, they should be given equal importance, because that will give you the your roots of understanding will go deeper. That's all. Clear? So you will have the process of studying or preparing for exams will be easier. So the whole thing is what? Making things easy. Okay. Clear?
Sir, I have a
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, if 540 is same as 180 degree, as
Yeah.
you said,
Yeah.
so what is the need to take those angles which are bigger than 360 if the values are going to be the same, which will lie between the 0 degree and 360 degrees? So what is the need to take bigger angles, sir?
So you will come across some chapters later called simple harmonic motion, alternating current and waves. Okay, where you will require to have the values of angles greater than these things. So basically they are called periodic functions. I'll just explain. I'll come back to that. Don't worry. Don't uh, get overwhelmed by this. But I'll just explain you. Suppose we have I discussed already. I discussed about graphs with you, right? I discussed about graphs with you. Okay, so so this is your this is your Cartesian plane. I discussed about graphs with you earlier. For example, if I draw the graph of y equals to x, how will the graph be?
So it would be a straight line.
It will be a straight line passing through origin. Okay, so this will be the graph. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So I'm just changing the color to red. So this is the graph. So basically you can say a lot of things about this graph. You can say that this graph is a graph of a linear equation. Why? Because it is a straight line. Correct? You can say other things about this graph from the knowledge you have gained till now. You can say that slope of this graph is
Constant, sir. Straight.
constant. Slope of this graph is constant. Why? Because it is a straight line. So slope is same everywhere. One more thing you can say. You can also tell me the value of the slope of this graph. What is the value of slope of this graph?
1.
Yeah, tell me.
1. So
One.
Yeah, the value of slope of this graph is 1. How did you say that the value of slope of this graph is 1? You can either compare this equation y is equal to x with a standard equation y equals to mx plus c. So if you compare this with y is equal to mx plus c, the value of c is 0 and the value of m is 1. Do you agree?
yes, sir.
So m is 1, that's why the slope of this graph is 1. Or you can just take the slope by taking delta x and delta y. So this is delta y when you are moving from one point to another. Suppose you are moving from origin to this point, 1, 1. So what is delta y?
So
It
it's
is
1
1.
minus 0. Minus
And
0.
what is delta x? It is also 1. So 1 by 1 is 1. From that way also you can derive the slope or take the value of slope. Or you can take this point. You can take this point also. You can take 10. From 0, 0 to 10, 10 you are moving. Okay, from 0, 0 to 10, 10 you are moving. So in that case, what is delta y? It is 10. What is delta x? It is also 10. So what is 10 by 10?
1.
1. So slope is 1. Either way you can calculate the slope. Are you getting my point? Now listen carefully. I can plot graphs of nonlinear equations also. The best example I told you was y is equal to x square. So when you plot the graph of y is equal to x square, what do you expect?
A parabola?
A parabola. So
Yes.
this is the graph of y is equal to x square. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
So this is a nonlinear equation. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very
Which
good.
is a quadratic equation.
Okay, now listen very carefully. Just keep your full concentration and see. I will plot one more graph here, but I will plot the graph of a trigonometric function, and this graph will be very important later for you, and we'll come to that in a while after a few lectures. Don't worry, but you have to have proper understanding of this. If I plot the graph of sine x, what do you think the shape of the graph will be?
So it will be a wave.
It will be like a wave, and
Yes, sir.
I'll explain you why it will be like a wave. Okay, so I'm plotting sine x here. So I have put sine x. I'm plotting the graph. So this is the graph of sine x. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now these kinds of functions are called periodic functions. These functions are called periodic functions.
Periodic function.
Why? Because their values will keep on repeating. See, why this graph is like this? I'll try to explain. So can you see this point here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
This point is actually uh, equal to the value of x at this point is actually equal to pi by 2. It is equal to pi by 2.
Yes.
Okay, so this point is basically pi by 2. What is pi by 2? It is 1 point something, right?
Yes.
So it is just greater than 1.5. So this value is pi by 2. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
And this value is pi. This value is pi. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this value is 2 pi. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now watch carefully. From here to here, this region is first quadrant. Why? Because it is from 0 to pi by 2. 0 to pi by 2 means 0 to 90 degrees, right?
Yes, sir.
So this up to this point, it is in which quadrant?
First.
First quadrant.
Quadrant.
And are the values positive or negative? You look at y-axis.
Positive.
Sir, positive.
Positive. So these are all positive. Do you agree?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
And after that it enters second quadrant. And till 3.14 or pi radians or 180 degrees, it is in second quadrant. Even there positive values are positive. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
And then after 3.14, it will enter the third quadrant, greater than 270 degrees. So this is, sine 270 is -1. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
And you can see sine 90 is +1 also. Correct? Because this is 90 degrees.
Yes, sir.
Pi by 2. So 270 is -1. Even there in third quadrant values are negative. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
And then it will enter fourth quadrant from here. 270 to 360. Can you see? This is 270 or 3 pi by 2 radians to 2 pi radians. 2 pi is 6.28. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So even in fourth quadrant, sign is what? Negative.
Yes.
So after 360 degrees, again what is happening? Again it is entering first quadrant. Clear?
Ji, sir.
So this is C. This is 0 degrees. This is 90 degrees. So we are in first quadrant. We crossed first quadrant. This is 90 to 180. 90 to 180. So this is second quadrant. Clear?
Ji, sir.
180 to 270 है थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट है. नेगेटिव है वैल्यूज. और ये 270 to 360 फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट है, इसमें भी नेगेटिव है वैल्यूज. क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
एंड अगेन आफ्टर 360 यू आर एंटरिंग फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट अगेन. तो यहाँ से क्या होता है, कहानी रिपीट होती. क्लियर? So you just now asked me what is the use of finding, values of angles greater than 360. This is the use. You can plot the graph. तो जितना भी ग्राफ प्लॉट करो अब यहाँ से रिपीट होता. एक साइकिल हो गई. One cycle has been completed. After that, second cycle, third cycle, fourth cycle, fifth cycle. So these cycles will repeat. You are getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Now let us see for cos, how the graph will be for cos. Cos का देखेंगे. देखो, cos का ग्राफ एक्चुअली सेम रहता. Okay, but it will be just displaced. That also you will understand later why. So this is cos x. So enter. cos का ग्राफ ऐसी है, तो थोड़ा डिफरेंस है. दिख रहा? थोड़ा हटके है cos का ग्राफ. Now see, from 0 to 90 it is positive. Can you see in first quadrant it is positive? This is 90 degrees.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And after that it has entered second quadrant. यहाँ पे नेगेटिव है second quadrant में. From pi by 2 to 2 pi, or from 90 degrees to 180 degrees. नेगेटिव है. दिख रहा?
Yes, sir.
And then it will enter third quadrant. This is 180 degrees and this is 270 degrees. So this is third quadrant. तो यहाँ पे नेगेटिव है वैल्यू. दिख रहा?
जी सर.
और यहाँ पे क्या है?
पॉजिटिव.
पॉजिटिव. फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट में पॉजिटिव है. तो ये हो गया साइकिल. इसके बाद एवरीथिंग विल रिपीट. एंड सी cos 0 is 1 and cos 90 is 0. cos 180 is -1. We just found out. बराबर?
जी सर.
cos 270 0 है और cos 360 is same as cos 0 1 है. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us see the graph of tan. Tan का graph. So, can anyone guess how tan will be? tan की वैल्यू कहाँ तक जाती?
सर इन्फिनिटी तक.
तो ग्राफ कैसा आता? लंबा लंबा.
Yes, sir.
So this is the graph of tan. This is the graph of tan. तो देखो 90 की वैल्यू जहाँ जा रही ना, एकदम ऊपर चले गया ग्राफ. देखो ये 90 है. 90 मतलब pi by 2 रेडियंस ना, 90 डिग्री. तो why do you say that tan 90 is undefined? Why not infinity? तो ये जो पॉइंट दिख रहा है आपको, वो पॉइंट 90 डिग्रीज पे है. उधर इंफिनिटी क्यों नहीं बोलते tan की वैल्यू को? क्यों नहीं बोलते? क्योंकि
अनडिफाइंड.
या इंडिफाइंड क्यों बोलते? इंफिनिटी क्यों नहीं बोलते? अनडिफाइंड क्यों बोलते?
सर
We can say infinity because
Anything by 0 is indifferent.
या टेल मी.
सर इसलिए कि ये एक ही पॉइंट पे एक ही साथ ये बहुत ज्यादा वैल्यूज ये बढ़ा रहा है.
हाँ हाँ, वेरी गुड. क्योंकि ये पॉइंट पे आप प्लस इन्फिनिटी भी बोल सकते हैं और नीचे देखे तो माइनस इन्फिनिटी भी बोल सकते हैं. राइट? तो वो नाइदर प्लस इन्फिनिटी पे है ना और माइनस इन्फिनिटी पे है. इसलिए यू कांट बेसिकली टेल दैट इट इज प्लस इन्फिनिटी. हाँ, वेयरएज अगर मॉड लगा दिए tan को क्या लगा दिया आप? मॉड मतलब क्या? एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू. ठीक है, मॉड लगा दिए, देन आई कैन टेल दैट इट इज प्लस इन्फिनिटी. जस्ट लेट मी राइट डाउन. सो tan ऑफ x. तो देखो ग्राफ क्या होता. अब बोल सकते हैं आप मॉड ऑफ tan 90 इज इन्फिनिटी. देखो आप लेफ्ट से आओ या राइट से आओ, आइदर वे इट इज प्लस इन्फिनिटी. कैन यू सी?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Let us go back to our tan function. You are getting my point, right? So 1 by 0 is undefined, but mod of 1 by 0 is plus infinity. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me go back to our tan function. Tan function के वापस tan के पास जाते हैं, उसका देखने के लिए कहाँ पे पॉजिटिव है और कहाँ पे नेगेटिव है. ठीक है. So this is tan x. Okay. Now tell me, where is it positive and where is it negative? देखो 0 से 90 डिग्रीज तक क्या है, पूरा पॉजिटिव है. दिख रहा? ये 90 डिग्रीज है. दिस पॉइंट इज 90 डिग्रीज. तो यहाँ से नीचे सारा पॉजिटिव है. तो जैसे ही आप सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट में आ जाते π/2 से ऊपर, तो क्या हो गया? नेगेटिव हो गया. सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट में क्या हो गया? नेगेटिव. देखो ये 0 है. क्लियर? ये कितना है? 90 डिग्री से. ये 180 डिग्री से. क्लियर? 3.14 पाई रेडियन. क्लियर?
जी सर.
तो देखो 0 से π/2 तक पॉजिटिव है वैल्यू, π/2 से पाई तक नेगेटिव है वैल्यू. फिर जैसे ही थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट में एंटर करता, क्या हो जाता? वैल्यू पॉजिटिव हो जाता. ओके. जैसे ही थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट में एंटर करता, वैल्यू क्या हो जाता? π/2 हो जाता. क्लियर? सो देखो 0 से π/2 तक पॉजिटिव, π/2 से क्या बोलते हैं, पाई तक नेगेटिव. फिर पाई से 3π/2 तक फिर पॉजिटिव, फिर 3π/2 से पाई तक फिर नेगेटिव, 2 पाई तक फिर नेगेटिव. यू आर गेटिंग माय पॉइंट?
Yes, sir.
So anyway, we will come back to this later. Don't worry. So now we know the values of all these. Now basically what I was trying to say is, अगर a plus b whole power 0 किया आपने तो 1 आएगा. a plus b whole power 1 करेंगे तो क्या आएगा? a plus b आएगा. a plus b whole square क्या आएगा? What is a plus b?
A square plus b
square.
square. 2ab plus b square.
And a plus b whole cube, what will you get? A cube
A cube
A cube plus b
plus
b
b
plus
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 3ab
ab
square
A
plus
square b plus 3ab square.
Okay.
plus
Anyway, let us compare. Forget this. We have already written the values above. Okay. Expansions already लिख दिए हम लोग. Okay. So I'll just write down a plus b whole power 0. A plus b whole power 0 is what? 1. And a plus b whole power 1 is a plus.
a plus b.
So what is a plus b whole power 1? 0. It is 1.
A plus b.
दिख रहा? And what is a plus b whole power 1? It is a plus b. A और b. दिख रहा? A और b. इसका फैक्टर्स क्या है? 1 और 1. तो a plus b whole square देखो, a plus b whole square के फॉर्मूले में देखो, a square plus 2ab plus b square. तो फैक्टर्स क्या है? 1 to 1. Do you agree? 1 a square plus 2ab plus b square. Clear? b square का फैक्टर क्या है? 1. तो a plus b whole cube का क्या है? a cube
plus b cube
plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus b cube. So क्या कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे? आप पावर्स कम करते जा रहे हैं. देखो इसका पावर 3 है, इसका पावर 2 है, इसका पावर 1 है और इसका पावर 0 है. a का पावर आप 3 से लेके 0 तक कर दिए और b का पावर 0 से लेके 3 तक हो गया. डू यू अग्री? So when you are expanding,
सर रिपीट करना.
मैं बोलता हूँ. देखो अब आप जब एक्सपैंड करते हो, देखो फॉर एग्जांपल a plus b होल स्क्वायर आपने एक्सपैंड किया, तो सबसे पहले ए का पावर मैक्सिमम लेते हैं आप, कितना लेते हो, जितना ये ब्रैकेट का पावर है, और बी पावर 0 प्लस ए का एक पावर कम कर दिया 1 हो गया, बी का एक पावर बढ़ा दिया, प्लस ए का एक पावर और कम कर दिया, बी का एक और बढ़ा दिया। तो बेसिकली आपने क्या किया, ए का पावर 2 से स्टार्ट किया, कम किया कम किया कम किया 0 कर दिया, बी का पावर 0 से स्टार्ट कर दिया, बढ़ाया बढ़ाया, लास्ट में 2 कर दिया। क्लियर? और इधर क्या है फैक्टर, 1 2 1। सो व्हाट विल यू गेट, ए स्क्वायर प्लस 2ab plus b square. You are getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So let me explain for a plus b whole cube again. Maximum power for a, which is 3, which is the power of the bracket. b का 0 ले लिया, 2, a का एक कम कर दिया, b का एक बढ़ा दिया, फिर not 2, I'll write the these things later. तो बोलो, प्लस a का एक पावर कम कर दिया, b का एक पावर बढ़ा दिया, ए का एक और कम कर दिया, बी का एक और बढ़ा दिया, लास्ट में ए का एक और कम कर दिया, बी का एक और बढ़ा दिया। आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग?
Yes, sir.
So basically what you are doing,
Increasing and decreasing the powers.
so your and overall power क्या है, देखो यहाँ पे overall power, इधर overall power क्या है 2, इधर overall power क्या है 2, overall power क्या है 2, इधर overall power क्या है 3, 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 correct? So what is it, a cube plus a square b plus ab square plus b cube। अब फैक्टर्स कैसे डालोगे, ये ट्रायंगल देख के डालोगे, 1 3 3 1, so 1 3 3 1, so what did you get? Okay, clear? A plus b. Now let us see for a plus b to the power 4. So a power 4, b power 0, इसके बाद बोलो।
A power 3, B power 1.
Okay, I'll write below because there will not be enough space. So tell me. A power 4, B power 0,
B power 0.
A
A power
cube,
3.
Power 3, B power 1.
A power
A power 2, B power 2.
A power 1,
A power 3.
A power 3.
A power 0, B power
okay, agreed?
Yes, sir.
So overall power देखो कितना है 4, overall power कितना है 4, overall power कितना है, इसका मतलब सबका पावर 4 होना चाहिए क्योंकि ओवरऑल पावर इज 4 ब्रैकेट का, ठीक है? नाउ टेल मी, हाउ विल यू राइट द फैक्टर्स, विल यूज द पास्कल्स ट्रायंगल। देखो 1 4 6
4 1
1 1 4 6 4 1, तो देखो 1 4 6
4 1
1, so your answer will be a power 4 plus 4 a cube b plus 6 a square b square plus 4 ab cube plus b power 4, which is equal to a plus b whole power 4. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
I'll do the last expansion and I'll leave. Tomorrow we'll continue. A plus b whole power 5.
5
So first I'll write the factors, all the terms. So it is a power
5
A power
power
5,
0.
B power 0. A power 4, B power 1. A power 3, B power 2.
So basically what I'm doing is I'm keep on decreasing the powers of A and I'm keeping on increasing the power of B such that the sum of powers is always 5.
5.
So here we have 1 and here we have again a power 0 here. So it is 5. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
And now, where will I write the factors from? I'll use this Pascal's triangle again. So in Pascal's triangle for power 5, I have 1, 5,
5,
10,
10, 10,
10,
5,
5,
1.
1.
1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. So I'll just write it down. 1,
5,
5, 10,
10,
10,
10,
5, 1.
1.
Plus, 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 plus. So if I just simplify that, what will I get? A power 5 plus 5, a power 4b plus 10, a cube b square plus 10, a square b cube plus 5, b power 4 plus b power 5. This is the expansion of what? A plus b whole power 5 equals. Clear? So this is how you write. So basically these are, there is a very big topic
Sir,
called the,
5ab 4.
yeah, 5 a b power 4. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, for BPC students, they will never learn this actually. Okay. And I will later explain why these numbers are true. See, this is just like, you know, if you accept this now, it is just like some magic, right? You don't know the proof, right?
Yes, sir.
But the proof I will explain later, not now. Not now, I'll explain later. But the people who are taking engineering, they will have one subject that will learn for about, you know, run for about 3.5 months of their first year or second year, which is called binomial theorem. Okay, so this is a very big topic. They'll get into details of this topic, but BPC students will not go into the details of this. They will just they will, whatever knowledge they get about binomial theorem, they get through physics, and they should understand through physics only. So slowly I will reveal what the secret of this binomial theorem is, but at least you should know how to expand a plus b whole power n. Okay, so you should be able to expand anything. A plus b whole power 10 also you should be able to expand. Clear? Tomorrow, tomorrow we will see these two formulas. Sine of a plus b is sine a cos b plus cos a
Sin B.
sin b. Don't worry, tomorrow I'll explain this. And cos of a plus b is cos a
Cos A cos B plus sin
minus
sin A sin B.
sin a sin b. Now based on these two formulas, there will be some other formulas like sine of a minus b is equal to sin a cos b minus cos a sin b, and cos of a minus b is equal to cos a cos b plus of sin a sin b, and tan of a plus b is equal to tan a plus tan b by 1 minus tan a tan b, and tan of a minus b is equal to tan a minus tan
Minus
b
tan
by
1 plus
1 plus tan a tan b. Now based on this formula, we will also derive formula for sin 2 theta, cos 2 theta, tan 2 theta. Okay, but before going into these formulae, the most important thing is you have to understand where did you get these two basic formulas from. So these two are extremely important, and the derivation of this is also extremely important. So tomorrow we will derive this. So be thorough with today's portion and come to the tomorrow's class. Okay, so tomorrow, and let me just warn you that the derivation of this particular two formula is a little bit tricky derivation. Okay, and don't worry, don't be afraid after looking at the derivation of that. It is actually easy if you go through it twice or thrice, and for a long time after that you won't get a derivation like that again. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
So just we'll continue tomorrow. We'll start with the derivation of this formula. Okay, so till today's portion you be perfect and come to the tomorrow's class. Okay, and Just
Thank you,
memorize
sir.
this formula. Memorize these formulas and come. Even though you don't know the proof, memorize and come, because tomorrow when I derive, it will be easy for you to follow. Clear? All these formulas you memorize and come. Okay. So let us stop the class now. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Allah Hafiz, sir.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Thank you, sir.